All right, guys, welcome to C26 Hub. This is the outside portion. This is what you'll see when you drive up to the Blue Hawk Sports Park. We are on the southeast side of the Blue Hawk Sports Park, so the front side looks very inviting. Drive around to where the hospital is, come down, then you'll see our main entrance here. Main thing is there's going to be vendors and things out here, and our parking spaces here will be blocked off because we don't want any cars pulling up and pulling out for you guys when you're running. So what I want you to do is park on the east parking lot, which is a very big parking lot on about 100 yards away. It's a real quick walk over. All the registration and things are going to happen. Keep an eye on your times for registration. We do have a sold out participation for this event. This is our second TryRox event. I really hope you guys enjoy it. We are going to do the doubles race first, so make sure you look at your wave time and be here at the right time for your wave. And then after all the doubles have gone, we'll do individual. So make sure, again, you look at your heat times to get here when you have enough time to warm up and everything else. All right, so as you enter in our space and come through the gym here, you're gonna walk all the way through to these doors. And then basically what we're gonna do is come around here to stage all of your equipment. So this will be our staging room. You can put all your stuff, all your belongings and things in here. If you feel comfortable, we do also have lockers and things. If you wanna bring your own lock, there's a limited amount of those, but this can be a room for you to come hang out, eat your food, sit down, chill out, foam roll, that kind of thing if you'd like. Immediately inside the gym there is going to be our warm-up area, place cleaned out. We have foam rollers, we'll have bikes and rowers and things like that. Excuse me, not rowers, but we'll have bikes and runners over there for you to warm up with if you want to do some warm-up stuff. So when it is your time to race, your wave time to start, I'm going to have you exit out through these doors, and we're actually going to start up this ramp and out those doors, and I will be with you there to get you started. But we're going to start from this point. Your first run only will be from this door. Everything else will be through the rock zone, up through the door, exiting the gym immediately. When you start your race, you're basically going to come from that outside door and continue out through this gate here. Then you'll take a right. There'll be people directing you, cones directing you. We're basically going to take off down to run your 600-meter run every single. So once you exit the gate over there, you'll keep running down this way. You'll meet this sidewalk here. You're going to basically take this sidewalk all the way to the end, make your flip around. I'm going to have everybody run on the left side and then make your turn around and come back on the left side of the sidewalk. That way, again, we know who's on which side. We're not going to run into each other, keeping everybody safe, and then we'll continue into our next station. As you complete your 600-meter run, you'll then come in through our main door here, taking your left, running in through the doors that you see here that will be propped open, and then you'll run back to the gym, which is in the back down the hallway. This is where we want you to really pay attention. Think about your next station, where you're going. We will have boards and reminders and things to look at as you get back in there, so you're not confused on where to go. But make sure you're paying attention here. So this is the hallway you'll run down as you're entering into the gym for your next station. We will have this split so that spectators can be on one side and runners can be on the other. So keep that in mind when you're running. Just make sure you're on that runner side as you continue in. Spectators, please stay on one side, the spectator side of the stanchions. You can be a spectator, bring family, bring friends to the place to watch you. That's great. Just make sure you're kind of out of the way, out of that rock zone, and kind of in the staging areas for the spectators. When you enter in from your run, you'll come in through our main door. You'll then enter the rock zone, which you'll see here outlined with stanchions and cones. You'll run up to your next event, which the flow will be told to you prior to the event as well. You'll run through the rock zone. Once you're done with your station, you'll run back through the rock zone and then exit back up these stairs, out the door, and then around to the next on the next run. So keep that in mind. You'll come in through one way, exit through another way to keep a good flow and nobody running into each other. Good? All right, so we're going to go through the ski. The ski is 600 meters for both the individual and doubles. Just a verification on this, you're doing 600 meters on the doubles as a team. You don't have to do it twice on this. So when you do the 600 meters, first of all, each judge will have the computer screen on, and as you begin it, Okay, you're gonna row, or you're gonna ski your 600 meters. The main thing on this is when you're done with your 600 meters, do not leave your platform until you raise your hand and a judge comes and says, okay. If you raise your hand and take off, as long as the judge sees your hand in the air, you can take off, and then it just has to verify that you're past 600 meters. If you are not past 600 meters, you'll have to come back and finish your 600 meters before you take off on that. So make sure a judge sees your hand, they'll point at you, and then you can take off. All right, so we're gonna go through the sled push. The sled push is the second movement of the TryRox. The weights on the sled, these are a little bit different sled than the regular high rock sleds, but the weights are gonna be the same. For the sled push, make sure you can have any grip, underhand, overhand, whatever you want. The only thing is you have to be within the box to start, and then you have to push it 12.5 meters on the high side, which is this side. As you come back, you're going to push on the low side coming back. That is the main thing with this one. Make sure you cross the full line. It'll be a taped line that the whole sled needs to cross, and that's going to be the completion. So just down once and back, down on the high side, back on the low side, and that'll complete your sled push. The weights for this is going to be 225 for the women. That's both individual and team. And then it's going to be 335 for the men. If it's a mixed team, it's also going to be 335. So it's going to be that heavier sled for a mixed team. All right, let's go through the sled pull. So the sled pull is going to be the same 12.5 meters on the pull. Your box is going to be 1.5 meters by 6 feet. Okay, that is a stipulation in high rocks. And so when you start pulling, you need to be toes behind the whole line. And as you start to pull, you cannot leave your 6 foot boundary in the back. Okay, you'll get a warning initially from the judge that's around, but then from there will be penalties assessed. There's a 5-second penalty. We're keeping it at 5 seconds because it's a TryRox, not 15 seconds like in the normal race. So on the sled pull, you're going to pick it up and you're going to start to pull and get the whole thing across the line. You will be responsible for your rope. Okay, so your rope can't be in other people's lanes. Make sure you keep it in your lane. But then as we pull, we're pulling it all the way past the line. What you'll have to do uniquely for this race is you'll actually have to turn the sled and take the rope back because of the sleds that we have. So my suggestion on this is to come to the side and pull it around. Pull it around to where it meets. I'm okay with it if it's not behind that line on this, just because of this unique aspect. And then from there, find the end of your rope and run your end of the rope back before you begin your next pull all the way down the other side. That's how the rope pull is going to go, or the sled pull is going to go. The weights for that is 170 for the women, and it's 225 for the men. And reminder again, mixed doubles is going to be that 225 weight instead of the 170. All right, going through burpees, burpee broad jump station. Make sure when you do your burpee broad jump station, when you first start, that your hands start behind the line. I'm going to use this as an example here. Your hands are going to be behind the line to start. Your chest touches the floor. As you come up, okay, you then do your broad jump out. And the main thing here is to remember that you can't put your hands further away than 80 centimeters. Okay, so that is about a foot. So the hands go down just to the floor. As you come up, you make your jump, and then you continue on. But you cannot go forward with your hands further than 1 foot from your toes. So keep that in mind. Judges will be looking for that. You get a warning first, and then you'll be brought back from the original to the original spot if you keep making that hand placement too far away. So keep that in mind. All right, so we're gonna go through the row now. The row, obviously, as you approach the rower, the foot straps should be loose for you. I'm gonna be on my judges to make sure those foot straps are loose. The computer screen will be on as you come in, and we get one chance to adjust the damper for your row. Once you adjust that damper and strap in, you can't touch that damper anymore. Okay, so as you get in, doesn't matter if your feet are in the straps or not, but you start your row, and once you begin your row, you can go ahead and do it any kind of technique you'd like. From there, you have to again hit that 600 meters before the handle goes back and your feet come off. You will then raise your hand again. So my suggestion is do that. Raise your hand. Make sure the judge sees your hand in the air. To start coming over to look at your screen, you may then exit and continue on with your race. Your meters have to be at 600 in order for you to get credit for that. So they're not at 600 and you raise your hand, the judge comes over, you'll be called back to finish your 600-meter row. All right, next up is farmer's carries. On farmer's carries, you're gonna have 2 kettlebells. You got the women with the 35s, which is the yellows, and the men have the 55s, which is the greens. Okay, you'll have a cache of the kettlebells in an area. What you'll do is you'll grab your team's weights. Remember that the mixed doubles are grabbing the heavier weights. Okay, so it's a heavier weight for mixed doubles. And as you walk, you can run or walk, it's up to you. You're gonna do 3 laps around a 50-meter area that will be marked. So it's 150 meters total. Once you get back to where you're going, you will then place your kettlebells back in the cache area before you continue, with the bells standing upright for the next one. If the bells knock over, you're gonna be asked to come back and pick them up before you return. And if they're not within the cache area, again, you'll be asked to come back to place them back in that cache area. So all right, so for sandbag lunges, it's gonna be a 75-meter sandbag lunge walk. Again, the weights for these are 20 kilos for the men and, 20 kilos for the men and 10 kilos for the women. And then just make sure you grab the right bag on this. They are marked for this. The mixed doubles, again, will have that heavier bag. And so then it's going to be 75 meters total. So that bag is going to go up and over, and then we're going to begin our lunge. Just remember to touch the knee each time. You can either tap the foot at the top or continue on to the next one, as long as that knee is touching and the hips are creating full extension at the top. If you are in doubles, you can alternate with your partner by not dropping the bag, but instead handing it off from partner to partner. So keep that in mind. The bag cannot touch the ground. If it touches the ground, it's a 5-second penalty as you continue to do your sandbag lunge. All right, so the wall balls are going to be a little bit different this time around. We're not going to use the wall. We're actually going to use these stencil walls here with a block on top, and it's going to have a 9-foot and 10-foot target still. Just make sure when you do, you stand all the way up to the top first before you begin your first squat. You then squat to depth, and as you come up, you hit your designated target. So 9 foot for the women, 10 foot for the men. The ball size will be 15 for the men and 10 for the women. That is mixed doubles as well. So if you're mixed doubles, the women are still going to hit the 9-foot target with the heavier ball, and the men are still going to hit the 10-foot target with that same ball. Just keep that in mind for the wall balls.